of course on the Jakiro, Bacon is on the Gyrocopter, and last but not least we've got Sick Nasty Feed Skills playing on the Abaddon. Are you back in time to do the other time? The other
I
team?
am indeed. So we got on over on Zykon. We got their captain. Dragon will be on that Luna. We got Blood Drunk on that OD. Kid will be on the Vengeful Spirit. Eduardo will be on that Timbersaw. And finally, Mr. Polar Jr. will be on his Visage when he comes back into the game.
Yes, I love playing that Visage.
I'm just gonna wait for the day until he like doesn't get his Visage and see how well he goes. Because it was
He'll
interesting.
probably just like call GG right at the start.
Because it was interesting. The first time he played Visage in the Amateur Weekend Cup August, he'd never actually played Visage before, and they just picked him for him, and he just got thrown into the position. He's played it ever since. So it's just like he got given it, and he's just mastered that hero, and he's done quite well. It's like it's a little bit strange that teams haven't decided to ban off the Visage more than what we've seen, because the Visage comes in so handy. The Soul Assumption, the Grave Chill, and then he gets those familiar stuns at the crucial moments, walking down heroes and being able to find those kills all over the place. So I'm a little bit strange. I mean, some teams you've only got enough bans to ban off everything, such as the Nature's Prophet, but and that Batrider, which also basically stops Eduardo wanting to play the way he does. So I don't know. I think maybe we might see a Visage ban later on in the tournament that might slow down Zykon's current aggressive style of game, and that's the way they play. I believe last tournament, the way they lost was they were up against a very heavily defensive style of YOLO solo mid, and they shut down the aggression of Zykon. But teams these days, they try to counter the same aggression of YOLO, and they try to do as much aggression or even more than Zykon, and from what we've seen, that just doesn't work out against this team.
Yeah, I mean the aggressive plays from Zykon, I gotta say, at the very least in the amateur weekend cups, it's certainly Zykon knows how to do it and they execute it perfectly, more so than any other team. Um, I feel like I don't know. I wonder how a Treant. I'm not sure if the Zykon's ever been put up against a Treant, and I wonder how a Treant would go. Just because leaving armor from across the map, you to try to jump on an offlane hero. That's 4 stacks of defense, a ton of regen. I wonder if maybe that's the answer to Zykon's over aggression.
It's definitely a viable strategy, especially since it's such a defensive thing. It can just slow down. And Zykon, their map awareness just already counter warding one of the wards from Darkseer, and they've got another ward watching the rotation of Ruski. So he's gonna have to be careful as the aggression from Zykon have already almost wanted to start working on those heroes. Eduardo, he's not going to be able to get close to these heroes down bottom. I feel as if he could be a little bit more aggressive than what he is. I mean, there's no lockdown on an Abaddon. Jakiro needs to get that Ice Pass off, but if you see that Ice Pass being channeled, you can just jump away using your Timber Chain. So I feel as if he can get at least a little bit more levels and XP than he currently is. I don't feel as if he needs to play so defensively.
That's true. I mean, last game we saw Team still be very defensive as well. It was on the opposite side for Unity once. I do agree though. It's Timber in this again, well, against this lineup anyway. It doesn't have to be defensive. If it was, if they had a lot more lockdown, at the very least a reliable stun to work with Shakira, I'd be a little bit worried if I was him as well. Especially when you've got a Gyrocopter who can do so much damage, Rocket Barrage. But yeah, he's playing very defensively. He just doesn't want to give away first blood.
And over on top lane, Darkseid still hasn't been able to absorb a single creep of experience. Nice stacking and pulling coming out on the side of Zykon. They had an Alpha Wolf and that completely cleaned out a wave. And now they might get these Mud Golems pulled into this creep to do a little bit more. But that's still a few creeps that will be coming away with Darkseid very soon. Not going to be able to get those ranged creeps. But I feel as if Darkseid, he can't rotate into the jungle. He picked up a level 1 surge. He needs to try and find that level 2 somewhere. If he can't, well, he's going to be stuck in that lane forever. Or he might even need to have to come and soak some XP in mid lane before he can rotate into that jungle.
You know what, I think Risky should just give this top lane up and just go into the jungle and get some farm. I mean, You're not doing anything. You're not denying farm. You're not getting farm. You should just move out and at the very least get something for yourself.
So he's still going to be very short of that Iron Shell. That's going to be more time delayed before he can actually leave this lane. And these supports, however, Mr. Polo Jr. and Erikin, they're almost level 3, and that's just from stacks alone. So they're doing good tonight, and they'll be able to absorb that jungle quite well. Over on the side of YOLO, their supports are also doing quite well, but they're soaking in some of the experience from the lane. I mean, Abaddon, he's got a little bit of experience from the gyrocopter. He's still not level 2. Jakiro is only level 2 himself, so these two are a little bit unfarmed compared to the opposition supports, but that just shows you how well Zykon are able to utilize that creep pulling and deny the creep waves against the opposition. Darkseid, however, he is still not level 2 yet, and he doesn't have that Iron Shell, so he's walking into middle lane. He's going to absorb some from Den. There we go, and now he's going into that jungle, so he only needed one creep, and he's already back into the jungle.
That's a smart move. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't just do this at level 1, just go with the Iron Shell and then run into the jungle. But yeah, it's a good move. He, at the very least, this way he'll get some levels, and he'll get some of that gold, which he can work towards a mecha and whatnot. It's a smart decision to move out, because he wasn't really doing anything in top lane. He wasn't denying farm, wasn't keeping pace with any of them, against that Tyrant, I should say. And this, we do see a level 2 Vengeful Spirit and a level 3 Visage. Once Vengeful hits level 3, I suspect we'll see another Smoke Gank, as is per stand here for Zykon. In fact, we already see the Smoke of the Sea on the Visage, so I won't be too surprised if that comes out at the moment they both hit level 3.
And they should hit level 3 after this double creep wave. Visage has hit his level 3, Vengeful Spirit should be there very shortly. And they're going to get a lot of gold and some more farm out of this, and they're playing really nice. However, over on the side down here, Mugen, he's done nice himself. He's got the double stack in that creep pool. Alpha Wolf's going to destroy it. It was actually a triple stack, man. Apologies. So that creep wave's going to get destroyed. Even if it doesn't, they have a secondary creep wave to pull with an Alpha Wolf in it. So more gold, more experience, and more denied for this Timbersaw. And Timbersaw, he is level 4. He's got 2 points in reactive armor, but he's doing better than the Darkseid, and at this moment, that's better than nothing. He's now sitting on that haste rune, waiting for the OD to come down, and I can't see that OD coming down anytime soon. Actually, yeah, OD's still sitting in that mid lane. Might see a bottle come to him shortly. He might bottle that up, or just gonna sit there.
He's AFK'd on top of the rune. No, there we go.
And speaking at the same time, we have smoke coming in from Zykon. Nice Astral Imprisonment. Den's in a lot of trouble. There goes the Grave Shield. Sent to Eclipse. Whirling Death. And Magic Missile to finish off the kill. So, nice, very quick, fast kill for the side of Zykon. Before the supports of YOLO, they were slowly rotating in. You had Darkseid behind the tower, but it was just such a fast kill. There was nothing YOLO could do about it.
These guys are so mechanical. I mean, every single game is pretty much the same. I mean, not necessarily the same heroes, but it's always the same sort of players. You know, level 3, bam, let's go smoke. It's always into the mid lane as well. Like, it's so methodical, and I'm surprised that teams haven't sort of picked up on this and just been like, okay, well, this is about the time that they start making these plays. I'm just gonna play defensively, or I'm just gonna do something else. It's extremely well played by Zykon though. For them to be able to do this every single time so well, they know how to play this lineup and to play to their strength.
And one of the problems is even if teams want to try and get a mid hero that has the ability to escape, such as a Puck or a Queen of Pain, usually there's an OD in the pool and Zykon have it, so you just shut down the mono and any ability there. And actually they're coming in from behind. Bacon's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to become crispy in a second. Nasty feed skills are taking a lot of damage. Bacon is doing a lot of damage in return. Can he find a kill? No, he cannot. But then the Ice Puff comes through. Mr. Polo Jr. will take a dual breath to the face and will fall shortly after. So at least he gets some consolation prize. But Gyrocopter and Abaddon falling for Visage. Zykon once again taking a nice trade.
Yeah, that's a pretty big play there. This is what we're sort of talking about. Zykon, they execute these ganks and these plays so well, and what can you do against it? There's very little that they can really do to force to not force this to happen. I mean, For example, in mid, would they be able to get some TPs and teleport in when Zykon try and make a play? I mean, it's possible, but even that, takes a few seconds, and is a few seconds too late. I don't know. Zykon, their execution on some of these plays is just phenomenal.
And the last, if we have a look at the last hits, we got Luna, 49 for 25, sitting in this top lane. OD, surprisingly, 46 for 19, and he's rotated down to the bottom lane at the same time, so he's doing phenomenal in that mid lane position. Jark up to 35, not doing as great, but not terrible by any standards, except unfortunately he did just recently die. And the Dragonite, sitting in mid lane, 15 for 1, so he's been demolished. But he has been picked off by some nice ganks from Zykon.
Yeah, definitely. We do see that he has leveled the Elder Dragon form. I'm quite curious to see if he starts using that to maybe push down towers with some allies. Like, that's the great thing about Dragonite. You can do that once you hit level 6 and 7. You don't have to stay in the lane. You don't have to stay in the mid lane. You're free to roam. I just don't think that staying here is the right play that Denden should be making. I mean, Blooddragon's just going to continue to free farm. There's nothing you can do against him unless your supports come in to gank. At the very least, you can try and maybe set up something in the other lanes.
And it's just going to get so much harder. I mean, Dragon, I don't think he's going to be dying anytime soon. He's now picked up a Morbid Mask. He's going to be working towards some lifesteal. But I'm a little bit surprised he didn't decide to rush his BKB. I would have thought that would have been more of the appropriate choice. I mean, you have that BKB, you can't be locked down, you can't be killed by pretty much anyone on the side of YOLO, because Dragonite and that Gyrocopter, they don't have anywhere near enough physical damage at the moment to go up against a Luna. So I'm a little bit surprised he did not go straight for that BKB, but Dragon knows what he's doing. He knows how his team's faring, and he knows what items he wants to pick up.
Yeah, I don't mind the Morbid too much. It also allows you, if you want, to just dominate the creep and stack up some of those ancients without the help of supports. It's a good thing to do. Then you've got the bouncers, which can just take out those ancients very quickly and just helps boost your farm by crazy amounts. And also the lifesteal is obviously nice. I'm sure he'll turn that into a satanic later on, which is on a Luna is absolutely insane.
And Bacon, his farm's not the best. I mean, he's got to start building towards the drums. Drums is a nice choice. It's cheap, effective, and it's actually really quite useful. That extra passive aura movement speed for you and your team, and then once you pop it and get even faster, it's just very useful. And Bloodrock, he's getting very aggressive here. He went towards Denden. He's not going to be able to find it. Denden's waiting on the list. He wants to get enough money. He's got to pop that self. He doesn't have a stun currently available to him. And Bloodrock, he's taking 3 heroes. He doesn't give a damn. And now there's going to be a nice surge into an Astral Imprisonment. Bloodrock might find a kill very shortly. Denden, he's turned back around. He's still 6 mana short. Nice Ice Pop being thrown out by Mugen. But Bloodrock taking on 3 heroes and scaring them all off. That is just absolutely crazy. He's got some balls, and well, YOLO, unfortunately, they've been absolutely. They've seen they're getting a mouthful of them, to put it bluntly.
Yeah, and Alwald, he didn't even pop a mecha there or anything to just stay. So Bloodrunk, even if they decide to find him, he could have been just like, I'm just gonna pop mecha, I'm just gonna right click you all down to death. We will see that Mugen is still here, but the supports from Zykon are just behind him and he might get caught out.
And there we go, we see that magic missile. Familiar stun 1 and 2, a little bit mistimed, but it doesn't really matter too much. Abaddon will get that shield off and save Mugen's life. So if there was a little bit more time into those familiars, they may have been able to get a stun as soon as they got dispelled and they could have found a kill. But it's just it's something little. It's not too important to get that Jakiro down, but they will miss out a little bit of a kill, but not to take away from sick nasty feed skills being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it almost turned the 8 into a bad fight for them. Mugen, it was the Zykon combination was a little bit off in that one. I feel like they didn't quite get the jump that they wanted to. But yeah, it was a nice shield by the Abaddon player, and it helped keep his support alive. And if they lost another player there, that's even more of an advantage that Zykon gained, because now their supports would start to I will say snowball, but get those items that they love as well.
And we have a hasted OD here, and that's trouble, especially the way Blooddrunk's been playing this game. He's going to be searching for blood, but he's not going to be able to get it. He's curious, to say the least. But luckily, the Dragonite being played by Denden has rightfully backed off and retreated into the jungle. Find whatever experience he can. He knows it's not wise to move across that river or he will die. At the same time, both teams, once again, same like the first match, they're trying to trade towers, tier 1 towers. But Timbersaw, he's doing well to be able to defend the tier 1 tower down bottom. So that's not going to be a trade, and Zykon, they will take the early tower advantage.
Yeah, against the Timbersaw, it's a bit hard to push. His chakram just pretty much wipes out an entire wave of creeps. So it's going to be tough here for Live wants to trade tower for tower, particularly when Eduardo's going to be defending him.
And now, Blooddrunk, he's doing a lot. He's getting those procs that he so desperately needs. Puts Abaddon in. Abaddon does not have his ult. Will Blooddrunk decide to go on this? No, he will not. He was thinking about it. And then Feed Skills is like, come at me, I have a shield. But that shield won't do anything to this Blooddrunk. He's got a mechanism, and he will shoot you down in a few of those attacks. At top lane, though, we have Denden chasing off Dragon and his fellow supports. He's getting a little bit ballsy there. And at the same time, actually, Blooddrunk does go and destroy Abaddon in mid lane.
Yeah, and they're just going to continue pushing this top tier 2 tower. We still have no wall, of course, from Darkseer. He's still quite low in terms of levels, and he only just hit level 8 then. So I don't think we'll see a wall coming up until he reaches the level 10 mark. Still some time, and up until that happens, Zykon, they're just going to continue to be playing very aggressively. They're not going to be too afraid of these team fights either.
And now we got the TP from Luna coming down bottom to help out Eduardo. So they're going to be working on to the final tier 3 tower. And there's not much Bacon do. He can throw down a cooldown and that might stop the creeps a little bit. But if Dragon wants to do anything here, he will find the kill. Then we have good initiation by Eduardo. Nice little chakram. Now he's alone. Bacon does throw down the cooldown, but the cooldown's only going to land once. It's not going to do anything. At the same time, we have Dragonite trying to chase down the OD in mid lane. Not going to happen with his Iron Tail on fire, maybe. Not really fire, but you know. So anyway, that's a tier 1 tower lost, and now YOLO. They have 0 tier 1 towers left on the map.
I love the positioning of the Iron Shell on some heroes, particularly when they pop into different forms or something. Like we've seen some overgrown Iron Shells that are like bigger than the hero, and then we've seen some weird positioning ones when it's on the, for example, on the tail of the Dragonite.
And now with Eduardo.
He just wants to go in here.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't care, I'll take you all on. I have an OD that will be over here eventually after we finish Roshan. Luna picks up the Roshan and now they're coming in here, and YOLO like, oh, we can't do this anymore. They should just back. But they still want this tier 1 tower, and this is not the right move. Centaur's going to come in and even scare off the YOLO. They know it's time to back. And the Erikin, he's found one. They found Mugen. Mugen's going to take a hit. He's going to fall. Soul Assumption might not even need to be used. The Familiars will find a kill. And now OD almost gets caught out. Eclipse has been popped off, doing a lot of damage because there's no creeps around. Bacon does now become crispy. He will also buy back. Feed Skills is on the run. He doesn't have his ultimate yet. His borrowed time is only 2 creep kills away from it. Eduardo's going to miss with his Timber Chain, but he's still going to chase him down. He's got that chakram. Shield's popped, but Luna's Lucent Beam will finish him off. So that's a little bit unfortunate. There was a buyback expended. A buyback that was not needed in my opinion, because I don't think they would have been able to turn it around anyway.
That was actually well played by Zykon. They defended that tier 1 tower, managed to pick off a few kills there as well. They're just doing so well, and it's gonna be tough here for you to live once. They don't have the, I don't think they have the advantage in terms of team fights. There's not enough. Without the wall from Darkseer, he also needs more levels in vacuum, so he hits a wider area. They can set up with a Gyrocopter ulti, but they're gonna need basically a perfect engagement with everything, including Macropire, including the Ice Paths to win those team fights. I feel at this stage, particularly when you have this OD who's just doing insane amounts of damage. The opponents have Chakram as well, and of course the Eclipse from Luna, who also still has an Aegis. So yeah, it's gonna be tough here. In fact, they're just gonna smoke up here and try to find something.
Man, I think this is the wise. I mean, Zykon, they're not fully together at the moment. They are a little bit split on the map. They see that Timbersaur's up top, so they're like, okay, we've got a 5v4 engagement. Where do we want to take it? They're going to be trying to find a kill on Erikid. If they can find this will help them out a little bit more. And then we have Darkster. He's revealed everything already, and now Erikid's got time to react. They got time to come in if they need to. You've already got the Visage making his way down in to help him out. TP support coming in from the Timbersaur. Macropie's got a miss on everyone. Cooldown's been thrown down. Chakrum's coming doing a lot of damage. Abaddon will fall short. He still doesn't have the borrow time. He did not level it up. That's a bad choice. There we go. Now he has it. But we still see the gyrocopter, and Abaddon will fall. He gets instantly popped by Sentient because before it procs. So now we got 3 heroes on the run. All 3 heroes are about to be dead. Darkseid picks up a haste, but can they kill him? Nice creep blocking coming up by Eduardo. Does he have that chakram? He does have that chakram, but OG will pick up that final kill. They're moving down bottom lane. You have Luna, who's just already standing here, and she's like, nope. She's going to try and block off these 2 heroes if she decides to turn around. And now they're trying to figure out where Mugen is. Mugen's hiding around, and Dragon gets lucky. He finds Mugen. Mugen TP's late, so he wastes the TP, and he dies afterwards. And there's GG. YOLO lose. Zykon win the game too, and they will be moving on to the grand finals of the Amateur Weekend Cup September.
Extremely well played by Zykon, taking the game in 18 minutes and 20 seconds. They will be, as you just said, moving on into the finals. I don't think the other game has been decided quite yet, so we're not sure on who their opponents will be, but congratulations to Zykon moving on into there. I'd just like to say thank you guys very much for watching us so far. This has been the this was the semi-final games. That was a 2-0 victory there for Zykon. I've been Zelenoff and I've been joined by Dota Yoshi. Yeah, we'll be back with the finals hopefully soon, but yeah, we'll see exactly how long the other game has left to be played.